Hey, it's Mark Lanier with Lydia, and this is your video thought for the day. Well, this is Food Week, and yes, I'm in the food court here, outside in Gloucester Green in Oxford, England. That's the Thai food. Here's the Indonesian and Malaysian food. I'm in the mood for something very particular. They have so many international cuisines here. I just walked past the Greek food. Here's Tibetan food. But I'm not finding what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, let's keep looking together. What we're looking for is manna. You know, God used manna in the wilderness to feed the Israelites for, heavens, year after year after year. Yeah, that's a pigeon. He's enjoying this food too, but the pigeon hasn't found any manna either. The closest we've come, we did find some banana bread, and we did find some manicotti, but not quite manna. You know, in addition to God using the manna to feed the Israelites in the wilderness, I'm going to shift arms here. We have the story in the New Testament about Jesus being able to feed thousands of people with just a few loaves of fish and a few pieces of bread, loaves of bread. It's a pretty incredible story. And both the manna in the wilderness and the feeding of the thousands with the loaves and the fish teach us some fundamental truths about God. The fundamental truth's not too complicated, and it's not too hard to find. The fundamental truth is this: God will meet your needs every day. I especially like the way with the story with the manna, the way that it was brought down every day so that the people would realize that God is the daily source of their needs being met. Now, we have all sorts of needs. We have the need for food. We have the need for clothing. We have the need for safety and security. We have the need for companionship. We have the need for a spiritual relationship with God. We have so many needs, and all of those needs get met by God. We're to take Him our needs each day and ask Him to meet our needs. So let me just do something very simple. If I'm going to get food over here at this Malaysian food market, and actually I'm going to the Sri Lankan, that's where I like my food, I'm going to go up to it and I'm going to ask them, would you give me a number one with minimal to no onions, please? And they'll do it. You know, in the same way, God tells us that all we have to do is ask Him and He will help meet our needs. And so, thank you. And so I plan on doing that today, and I hope you will as well. We can simply, hold on one second, sweetie. We can simply ask God, it's time for another shift. We can simply ask God to meet our needs, and He promises He will. In fact, Jesus tells this interesting metaphor or analogy or point. Jesus says, look at the lilies of the field. The lilies are beautiful, and yet they're not out there making their own fabric and making their own clothes. God has clothed them with that beauty. And then Jesus said, you know, if God would do that for the lilies of the field, how much more does He care about you and I? And so He will meet our needs. We just need to go and ask. Speaking of which, I think it's time. I think it's time that Lydia and I go ask for some food. So this is your video thought for the day. It ends up with a very simple premise. God will meet your needs today, but you need to ask Him. I'll give you more tomorrow. Bye-bye.